So I have a little warning for folks who use an Intex pool, like I bought, Intex or Bestway. So I bought this pool last year and I absolutely love it. It's just the perfect size for my property, just big enough to be able to play in. The problem with these pools is they come with this really very basic filter and pump system that uses these paper cartridges. And I have been going through these cartridges like nobody's business. So I decided, now that I know the pool's really good quality, this is a pool that I could have easily for several years. I upgraded to their sand filter system that's meant for the bigger pools. So it's a bit overkill for this pool, but the price wasn't so much that it felt like overkill. It was, I think by the time I got the filter, some coupler adapters and sand, I was about like 5,500 pesos, I think, which is just a couple $100 US, so not a big deal. So this came yesterday, and I had already bought the couplers, and I'd also got the sand, so I was able to put it together yesterday. Not too hard to put together. And immediately it cleaned up the pool. I was having trouble with the pool, just wasn't staying pretty. So I got a little bit of vacuuming to do, but in general, the water quality is a lot better. It's running like a dream. So I ran the filter last night, had a nice swim, went to, shut everything off, went to bed, and I woke up and the entire contents of my pool were in my house. And I'm not exaggerating. I have video. The water just filled up the whole crevice here because the drain wasn't able to handle all the volume, and the water was just in my dining room. It was in my living room with my dog, and it all came. I don't know how I got this lucky. It all went into that room back there. So now I'm seeing there's like a slope going that way. Nothing in my home office, nothing in my brand new room that I just renovated. But I am not exaggerating when I say that I had low spots where the water was able to accumulate, like right over here, where I had the water all the way to the top of this. So that's more than an inch of water that accumulated in that corner. Took me 3 hours to get the house emptied of the water with the squeegee and the shop vac. I think I got really lucky that I don't think I have any real damage. I mean, it's my wooden furniture. I had a lot of, everything got wet. But I think it wasn't like that long, I don't think. So I'm going to cross my fingers, and it's chlorinated water, so I don't think it's going to give me any sort of like long-term damage in terms of mushrooms or anything like that. So the question is, why did I wake up with my pool in my house? Besides the fact that it's in the low spot that doesn't have good drainage, logistically, I mean, that, like, beyond that, is it the new filter system? Did I do something wrong? No. And that was like, that was the thing that made me, like, at least I felt better about that. What failed me was these couplers. So these hoses are 1.5 inches, and the ones that I had were 1.25 inches. So 32 centimeters versus 38 centimeters, I believe. So you have to buy adapters. So you can see one down there, and there's one here. And this just did not tighten enough, and it blew off overnight. So now that you have all this background information, this is gonna be my tip for you if you have one of these pools. You don't need to run the filter very much because there's not a lot of water you're turning around. It takes about an hour to turn the water around with this big filter with this little volume of pool. It's about 1,000 gallons. So the trick is, what I'm gonna be doing from now on, the pool comes with these stoppers, and as soon as I turn off the pump now, I am going to make sure that I stopper the pool. And this way I never have to worry about my hoses coming undone. And it's not a big deal to do that. It's just, you just put them into a little hole. There are like little filter things that I'm not gonna even worry about those. I'm just gonna either have the stopper or have nothing, because again, it's not like I'm filtering a ton of water. So that was a really unfortunate situation yesterday. And I woke up this morning and I was very, very disheartened, and it looked really bad. But then as I started cleaning up, I didn't lose anything. Like nothing got like flooded, nothing. I didn't have to throw anything out that was like, oh my God, I have to throw this out. So once I got it cleaned up and I realized, okay, it could have been a lot worse, I was like, okay, well, my floors were dirty, so that kind of, kind of attitude, but I lost 3 hours on my work day, so I'm going to be working very late tonight. That's gonna be my tip. And of course, try to set up your pool somewhere that's got better drainage. Like, there's really like nowhere else on the property that I would have had, I could have put this up. There's just literally no other place, except maybe I've got a front patio, but that doesn't have any shade and no privacy, and worry about my dog coming in and like messing up the hoses. And there's no power over there. This is the place. So anyway, I'm gonna just turn this off now so I can have some quiet while I have my dinner. And this is a very nice pump. It's got an actual on-off button instead of having to unplug it. You can actually set the timer to run it for a certain amount of time. And then I'm just gonna make sure I turn it off. There we go. It's just like a proper pool. You've got a backwash feature. You got everything. It's a very, very nice little pump system. It feels like I've got a real pool now. So I think what I would like to do is get a proper vacuum cleaner, because my little vacuum cleaner just is not. It's just not. I'm looking for the English word now. It's just not doing what it needs to be doing. It's got a lot of heart, but it's not getting everything, and I've just got this stuff at the bottom all the time. It's been very windy. But anyway, this is a great pool. It's a Bestway Power Steel Intex. Just a fabulous pool. It's a new model that they just came out with last year, and I got it at Soriana. And it was brand new. It was so brand new that their instruction manual was still for the same pool, but in a larger size, which is what I was going to get. And I was going to have to put that in my driveway, basically. So I was really glad when this one came out, and it's exactly the right size for back here. I'm just looking for my other stoppers, and it's very messy back here because my dog likes to dig. But being smarter about closing the gate so she doesn't come in at night. So I've really got to work on cleaning it up. My only regret is when I set it up, I set it up too far forward. I should have had it way back. And I've emptied it once, and I went to try to move it, and it was just, I would have had to completely dismantle it and start over, and I just was not feeling it. So I decided that I was just gonna have to live with where it is. But yeah, it's just really was really unbelievable, the amount of water that I had. And I've still got to do the bottom. I still got to figure out the vacuuming, because this little vacuum, it's really not bad for what it is, but it's not doing the trick. So that'll be my next project, is proper vacuum. I have to show you this squeegee. That my house is a disaster, but I am under renovation right now, and it's always like this when I'm under renovation. And then my cleaning fairy shows up and my house gets back. Speaking of my cleaning fairy, she made me buy her one of these squeegees for washing the floors. It's got like a sponge on it. This did a better job on my tile and getting the water out than a more traditional squeegee did. So this was like my hero today. Did a great job, and you never guessed that I got so much use today. All right, I'm gonna go have some dinner. She was very confused this morning because I had to lock her up, keep her out of the way. And now the house is sort of upside down, and she's like, where's the couch? She likes this is her spot, so I'm just gonna clear that up for her.